So, welcome. Good morning from China. Greetings to wherever you're in this beautiful world. Today, let's talk about why it doesn't work when you want to rebuild your relationship, may it be with yourself or with your partner. Because if you are like I was years ago and you're in a relationship and you want to make it better, you feel like this isn't working, but you know there's something you can do. Or if you're in the space where I was just 6 years ago, where I was dealing with grief, I was the first time in my adult life fully financially dependent on my partner, which threw me overboard for months, for years. Let's be honest, for years, because it was so hard to be that dependent and to go to then fight your inner demons. Anyway, so if you find yourself in these spaces where you say, this doesn't feel like me, and the relationship that I have, it's not working the way I want it to be. I'm not connecting with my partner the way I want it to be. And I tell my clients, the relationship you have with your partner is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. So whenever I work with anyone, even with couples, I start with that individual first. I believe that couple therapy is amazing, but I believe that work on yourself first to be able to then be open for your partner in a way that doesn't scream judgment or compromise or expectations. We don't want that. So why isn't it working? So as we now have defined that the relationship you have with your partner is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. So what is going on with you that makes your relationship the way it is? And that can be different things. For me, I remember 6 years ago, I had the fifth miscarriage. We came to China. I didn't know the language. I didn't know anyone. I started a new job for the sake of having a job and being entertained. I did it. I missed my coaching job back in England. But hey ho, we start from scratch. We are open to stuff. Let's do this. And then COVID hit. And all these English classes, the 3 that I had by then, got cancelled. Because we had that time, that period where we rearranged and adapted to the new circumstances. And that's what happened. And I became fully financially dependent on my partner. That threw me overboard, dealing with the grief, dealing with this situation that, what should I do with myself? And then being dependent on him, on anyone for the first time in my adulthood for 25 years. Yeah, it's like, whoa, what's going on? And I remember there was this time, this moment where I thought I was grieving. I thought I was dealing with my grief. And I just waited for that moment to now be able to reconnect. So I became aware of my patterns. I became aware that I was drinking a lot. I was smoking like a chimney. I was eating rubbish. I was punishing my body for being so incapable. Those were my thoughts. Body is incapable. Let's punish that body. And let's self-destruct. And also with the dependency. Same thing, but just mentally going in circles. Can I buy this nail polish remover for €2? It's just for me. But I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't spend their money for me. Yeah? So, and I was waiting desperately for that moment where I could reconnect with myself and with my partner, being open to him again, sharing what I'm going through without any judgment about myself, at myself, with any shame, with any blame, and without any expectation towards him. So why don't you see it? Why don't you just see it? And at the time I thought, well, I'm aware of my patterns. So magic happens and we reconnect. We rebuild and we heal and we do all this nice stuff. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I know that awareness is the first step for change. So you are aware, and now you believe that let's rebuild, let's do something, let's be active. I tell my clients this is when you fall into action mode, because now you are aware, now something needs to be done. So you have the impression, the safety, the security that doing. So now that's why something changes. That's where the magic now happens. But it doesn't. It didn't start for me there, and it probably doesn't for you. Let me know in the comments if that's the case, if that's how it worked for you, and if it worked long term. That's the important part. Is it just like, yeah, I did something, now something is changing, and then you let it slide and you come back to where you've been? If that's the case, you're missing that particular piece, the part in the middle. In Back to Me, we have 3 sections. We have the recognize, the awareness stage. And the third step is the rebuild. The middle part, the biggest part in that program, and what I'm working with my clients one-on-one on the most, is reconnection with yourself. Reconnection. The main part of reconnection with yourself is self-acceptance. That's, if you can do that, everything goes easy peasy. And what I mean with self-acceptance is that you become aware of your patterns, thought patterns, behavior patterns, where it comes from, or the nitty-gritty, and then you accept it as a moment in time. Like, this is everything there is of me right now. Without shame, without blame, without judgment, and without the need to fall into action or into excuses, explanations. Often when I talk with my one-on-one clients and my students in the program, they say, I can accept it if. So if it's something positive, deemed positive. And if you've been here before, you know that your life is meaningless. You give everything meaning. So if you choose that whatever happens, whatever there is of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, if you choose not to give that any meaning and just take it on it, like, these are the ingredients that we're dealing with today. That's it. That's reconnecting with yourself, to accept who you are. Doesn't mean that you don't want to change. It doesn't mean that you can continue growing and changing and then falling into action. But if you don't reconnect first, the action is always working against it, and you will always find ways to justify, to blame, to shame yourself if you don't achieve it through the action. But as soon as you accept, this is me, good, bad, ugly, no pity party needed. If you need one, okay, have one. Keep it short and then continue. Just say, this is who I am today. Not because of all the trauma, not because of the relationship, not because I've gone through so much, and not finding expectations of, I will do better, I will be that better person, I will be a better listener, I will be a better observer, I will be a better mother, father, whatever. No need for that. For me, what happened is, I remember it so vividly because I was sitting in the balcony here in our flat in China, and I was just praying, hoping, waiting for that moment to not feel numb again, to feel happiness again, for the grief to dissolve, and for the judgment and the weakness that I shamed myself with. to be just a little bit less, and that I could be happy again, or at least not as numb anymore. And then this little voice in my head came. Well, we can go into different direction where this voice came from. Nevertheless, that voice told me, well, just give yourself permission. And I gave myself permission to feel the pain of the 5 miscarriages, the 5 babies that I've lost at any point in my life for the rest of my life, whenever there is a trigger, no matter what that trigger is, and that I will go through the pain, that I will sit with the pain and not push it away, not falling into the thought pattern of I can either grieve or laugh. I can either feel sorry or continue to grow and build something new and let that be in the past. I gave myself permission for both, each at its time. And that's when I continued. That's when I could reconnect with myself, with my body again, to not hating it, to not blaming it, to not shaming it, to not destruct it, destroy it, and to continue to work on my mental load, dealing with that dependency that I was in, dealing with being okay to have someone else's money and that person looking after me, being okay with it, knowing that I deserve it, knowing that I don't have to fall into action, doing more, so I'm more deserving of the money, losing myself even more. No, reconnecting, saying, I give myself permission to feel shite about this whenever it comes up, and not blame, not shame, and not judge myself. And that's the reconnection. That's the missing part that you're probably missing in your journey, going from awareness to rebuilding. If you want more information, just send me a message. Hello to you, wherever you are. I can see that people are watching. Let me know if you have any question. Let me know if you want information on Back to Me, where you learn all of this with my support and the community. And I see you again next week. Let's do that. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Look after yourself and take care. Bye-bye.